We've got the battle for the NFC West division title here in Week 11 as Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks travel to LA to take on Matt Stafford and the Rams. My name's Tyler here with my brother Ryan. We're going to break down this Week 11 matchup and provide our predictions at the end. So be sure to stay tuned. Leave a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win and why. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button to get notified when new videos get out. We're trying to get to 100 new subscribers this week, and let's see if we can do that in this video alone. And Ryan, two dominant wins for both the Seahawks and the Rams over division rivals as well. Definitely, they are both, these two teams are clearly starting to separate themselves from the Niners and the Cardinals. I was holding out hope for the Cardinals to be completely fair because I thought that they really had just a
Mhm.
couple of tough one-score losses, but this was the first loss for the Cardinals that was just an absolute blowout, and the Seahawks just absolutely dominated. A couple of defensive touchdowns. Of course, I'm going against Seahawks defense in my fantasy team this week. Not that I care about it that much, but then the Rams too came out, took it to the 49ers. And so these two teams, you make an argument, might actually be the two best teams in the entire NFC. It's when you go look at the rest of the NFC division, I think actually too you could say the way both of these two offenses are clicking, way both these two defenses are clicking, they're really starting to separate themselves. And
Mhm.
so this is even big just for potential not even just winning the division, but home field advantage as well too. So Sam Darnold coming in, and honestly, the Seahawks I think kind of been one of the surprises of the season, who really and honestly and even Seahawks fans, please be honest. Like, did you think your Seahawks would be at 7-2 at this point in the season with all the moves that had happened and everything? Be like, I thought maybe they could be good and we could see some good movement, but this felt like a rebuilding year, preparing for 2026, and it has been nothing but the opposite
Mhm.
for them here. So this is going to be a big matchup as a whole in LA. Matt Stafford is still amazing, first ballot Hall of Famer here, clicking on all cylinders, connected with Devontae Adams and Puka Nakua multiple times in this game today. Adams did get a little banged up, but he's probably still going to be good to go for this matchup here. But Ryan, want to throw it over to you. What are your overall thoughts on the Seahawks and the Rams this season, and what are some of the key objectives you're looking for in this matchup?
Yeah, I have been so impressed with the Seahawks. Not just defensively, you looked at them in the second half of last year, and that was a really good defensive football team. But offensively, you move on from Geno Smith, you trade DK Metcalf. JSN is going to be stepping up into that role as the true number one wide receiver. Had some doubts about if he could actually do that with his skill set, or whether he needed to be the complement to like the 1B to somebody's 1A. And he's clearly a 1A, first off. And I think then you go look after JSN and you're like, well, they're going to roll with Torrey Horton as like the rookie 5th round pick. And like this offensive line really struggled, one, to stay healthy, but then two, just to actually block. And I think they go out, they get Gray Zabel, and then from there, moving on to like both the tackles, Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, have stayed healthy this entire season, and not only stayed healthy, but been two of the best tackles in football. So all of it is kind of coming together for this Seahawks team, and I I didn't expect it. I thought they'd be a 9-8 football team, and kind of switching gears to the Rams. This offense is just clicking on all cylinders right now. Puka Nakua, Devontae Adams, he has an oblique injury, so hopefully he can kind of play through that. But we'll have to see. Those can be a little finicky based off of how you actually feel on the day of the game. But this Rams team has just been really solid defensively. That front seven is very good. I think you look at Sean Dolak, Nate Landman. I believe I said that last name correctly. Uh, and you look at those guys, and I think like that front seven has really kind of completed itself. I'm still waiting on that secondary, specifically like the corner spots. I know they just traded for Roger McCreary. They got Emmanuel Forbes as well. And so I'm still waiting for that part of that defense to really start clicking. And we'll just have to see how that goes in the future. But this is a really fun matchup. I'm really looking forward to this game as a whole.
Yeah, no, it is impressive to see what both quarterbacks are able to do. I think the big thing for both these teams, but on both their offensive lines are coming together really well. I think that's a quick call out, though. I'm just going to be curious and something we're going to have to watch throughout the entire week. Jalen Sundell, the center for Seattle, he got banged up and left the game with a
Mhm.
knee injury. Doesn't seem to be long term, but still, is he going to be good to go for this game? That's going to be a loss for Seattle. Just because of his offensive line has been playing significantly better. That's been their biggest bugaboo these past couple of years. It maybe it's something to do with Geno Smith because he took that bad offensive line over to Las Vegas with him. But this offensive line has been playing much better
Mhm.
and protecting Sam Darnold, giving him space. JSN is developing into one of the top receivers in the league, at least top 10. Shout out to all the commenters who commented on a video from a couple weeks ago. But no, he's playing extremely well. He had a great game today as well too. But I think it's just good complementary team football from Seattle. But on the same time too, I think with Los Angeles as well, are they as dominant defensively as a whole? I think as Seattle is, no, I think Seattle's secondary is better, but still, I go and put this front seven of the Rams up against m- any other front seven in the league. Maybe not Denver's. I'd say Denver's might be a little bit better, but still, I think they're going to be able to get after it
Mhm.
and it they're going to cause I think a lot of fits for the Seahawks offensive line. But I think the same could be said though for Seattle to
Mhm.
the Los Angeles offensive line. I think one of the things that when I just look at this matchup here is, and what I love about this Rams offense and offenses like this as a whole, but it's like if I go look at today's game, Devontae Adams, 6 catches, Puka Nacua, 5 catches, Colby Parkinson, 4 catches, Tyler Higbee, 3 catches, Ferguson, Xavier Smith, Kyron Williams, David like there's a lot of guys that they can facilitate the ball to with the motion that they have and getting guys open in space.
Mhm.
It has been pretty more heavy focus. Not saying in general, there's still other guys too. And see the Seahawks go and trade for Rashid Shaheed, which I think that was a good pickup as well, especially
Yeah.
too to complement JSN, getting the deep threat guy to open things up
Yeah.
more. But it is definitely a little bit more heavier focused on JSN getting the ball and openings up, and then you still have your other facilitator and your role players. And I think that's what this game is going to come down to. I think both defenses are going to cause havocs in general, but if all the praise and everything going to the Seahawks defense, as we spoke about as well, if I go and look at their schedule as well too, they haven't really played an offense like the Rams yet. And when they have, it was the Buccaneers, who I would say have a similar style of play where there's multiple different guys that can go and get the
Yeah.
ball and you have a guy that go and feed them. It was a close back and forth game. The Seahawks absolutely could have won that game. But that's when their defense looked like it was the weakest, where they gave up the most amount of yards.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a division game. It's going to be at home. I think the Rams are just been clicking on all cylinders, and I could absolutely see the Seahawks winning this game. But for me, I think they're going to split. So when the Rams go up to Seattle, I bet Seattle's going to win that one. I think the Rams are going to win this one. And it's going to be
Mhm.
that's going to be their split. They play in week 16, and what looks like on Thursday night football too. So that's going to be an amazing game as well. So I'm going to go with Los Angeles in this one. I think they're going to be a little bit more balanced overall. That being said, though, Seattle's running game has improved significantly over the past couple of years. I think thanks to the improvement in their offensive line. Because the Seahawks offense, I mean, they're eighth overall in total yards, ninth in passing, 10th in rushing yards allowed. In rushing yards. And the Rams, they're ninth in total yards, second in passing. Now they are 24th in rushing yards. Um, and so that could be the difference if Seattle's able to make them
Yeah.
a little bit more one dimensional, help out their defense. Still, though, I think being at home, I think it's going to be tough to cover both Puka and Devontae, and then you have all the role players that go along with it as well too that fit in seamlessly. I just think the Rams are going to be able to sneak this one out.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a close game, but I am going to go with Seattle. I do just think that this defense is going to be very dominant. Not that I think they're going to confuse Stafford, because at this point in his career, that's going to be hard. But
Yeah,
one of the things that I think Baker did really well in that Tampa Bay game specifically was extend plays with his legs. And at this point in Stafford's career, that's not exactly something I think is a strong suit for him. And so I think Seattle, they're able to get after him just in a different way that they were able to in the same way that they were able to get after Baker, but I feel like they're going to be able to finish off a lot more of those.
Mhm.
And I think this defense is just going to be super dominant. So, excuse me.
You're good.
I do really think that this is going to be a close one, but I think just Seattle's going to edge them out. I also think too, one of the things that I love about Seattle right now is they're winning without Sam Darnold having to will them to win. Like they absolutely blew out the Cardinals today, and like Sam Darnold had like 170 something passing yards and like didn't really have to do much because the rest of the team was just that much better. Uh
Well,
and
and it was like I think it was like 35-0
yeah,
in like 20 minutes.
yeah. And so I really like that aspect of it because then that puts so much less pressure on Sam Darnold to have to be the guy all the time. And I really think that that's going to benefit this Seahawks team in the long run. So I like what the Seahawks are doing, and I think they're going to pull this one out.
Yeah, and just it was in 21 and a half minutes. It was 35-0 in this
Yeah,
game with two fumble returns for a touchdown.
yeah,
So it was just good dominant win. They play good team football. I can absolutely see this going either way. I think both
mhm,
teams. This is obviously not going to be the last time these two teams are going to play as they play in Week
yeah,
16. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a third time that these two teams play.
yeah,
Just with the way both teams have been playing. Also, too, if Seattle does end up winning the division, that home field advantage is going to be huge for them
oh yeah, oh yeah,
come January. So this is going to be a fun one. A lot of good games this week, and this might be one of the best ones.
yeah. So let's go ahead. Let's wrap things up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Will it be the Seattle Seahawks? Will it be the Los Angeles Rams? And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.